Alright, for one of today's projects we're going to fix what is a common occurrence in homes. It's a loose handrail. You can see these screws are not going into anything, they're actually falling out. Each one of these brackets is supposed to be into a stud. The two bottom ones are not. The top one up there is very solid, it's in correct. So what do? Because the screws have already tore the drywall out. Well, let's see what we can do and come up with. Alright, first thing we got to do is take the handrail off, which requires getting the right bit. And when you pull off these handrails, here, there's two screws. There's a little clamp that goes up on the bottom. If you'll pull the bottom screw out and just loosen the top one, and when you go to set it back on, the handrail wants to slide down. It'll slide down to that top screw, and that'll hold it in place while you tighten it back up when you're putting it back together. Since the top one is good, we can just leave the top rail attached and that'll help hold it. See, the bottom screw is actually in a stud. It's in something. Helps to use the right size bit, especially when you're on a Phillips. These big screws take a number 3 bit, which is a standard Phillips bit's a number 2. Okay, see that's got it tight. And we'll just put 2 different screws in the top and just screw them in at an angle and try to hit the stud itself. This will actually be an easy fix. Problem you have is the stud's just 1.5 inches wide, so you have to hit this dead on in order to hit them. The stud here, where you have a light switch, there's going to be a stud directly on one side of the box, and then the stud here is going to be on this side. I don't know why that one of these screws isn't hitting, but we're going to go get some longer screws and see if we can screw it in, and the homeowner can just touch this up a little bit. All they wanted me to do is just to tighten this up. But typically what you would do is pull this out and then you would put some sort of anchor. There's all different types of anchors in them that you can put, but your plastic push-in anchors would not work. Alright, I've got a couple of longer screws, so let's see if this will just be as simple a fix. I've got the wrong bit. Said it always helps if you got the right bit. Alright, now I've got a couple longer screws. Let's see what happens if we can hit a stud just going in at an angle. And sure enough, there's a stud. Screws are kind of a tan color. They match the brass pretty good. That makes it as solid as a rock. Sometimes your fixes are a lot easier than what you think they are. But you got to go in at an angle. Just don't do too much of an angle. There we go. Well, no, I can't find, here it is, no. Here it is. Like I said earlier, if you just take off this bottom screw, this would come up and you could just set the whole thing and it would slide down up against it. This carpet, my screws are the same color. I can't find them. You don't want to strip the screws out. Sometimes a screwdriver is your best friend. And that's it. Handrails are rock solid. Like I said, sometimes your problems are very simple to fix. One solution down. See you next time.